Thank you. Good evening to all those who are in far away. So I feel that it is not far away, we are very close. I feel that I am in America. Once Geeta Ben was telling, I will call you straightway from Madhuban to America. Today she has done it. Straightway she has called. Without flight, without anything. Yes, by subtle form. Good. Today we will listen Baba's Murli. That is 5th June 2020. Very good Murli Baba has explained today. Sweet children, you have now received eye of knowledge. Now I have to think. I was having eye. Which eye and which eye Baba is giving me now? Therefore, your wandering has now stopped. You remember the land of peace and the land of happiness. We remember we came from land of peace, that is Paramdham, incorporeal world. And we know from there we came once. Now we want to come in future also, that is land of happiness, heaven, paradise, Swarg. Yes, all you want to come. For that you have to do something. You have to ticket,
You
buy
cannot
the ticket
raise your
also.
hands when they ask question because we put the mute. So you can raise the hands, okay?
Good, okay. Now today's question. What power do the deities have? Due to which spirituality, speciality do they have this power? Deities have some power. Which power? Due to which speciality do they have this power? From where they have acquired this power? Which power? Who has given them? Anybody knows? Those who have read Murli in advance, they can reply. Okay. Answer. Deities have the power to rule the whole world. They have this power due to their speciality of following one direction. One father, one direction. One teacher, one direction. There they are all united, have one opinion, and so there is no need to have advisors act. The deities received such directions from the Father at the confluence age that they are able to rule for how many births? Not one birth, not 5 years, not 10 years, but for 21 births. There the one king has one divine family. That's why Lakshmi Narayan, golden age, family. One family, one king, one rule, one language, one family. Everything is one. There are no other directions there. Nobody will give other direction. Now, song today. Show the path of the blind, O Lord. Path to the blind. We are spiritually blind. Physical eye we have. The spiritual eye. Om Shanti. You children have now received eye, the sight. Previously, you had no eyes. Which eyes did you have? Did you not have? You did not have eyes of knowledge. You have eyes of ignorance. You children know that only the one Father is the ocean of knowledge. No one else has this spiritual knowledge. That's why the World Education Society is there. The World Education Society is telling lack of spirituality in our education. In the whole world, up to today, knowledge is there. You are well educated, but something is lacking. What is that? The spiritual knowledge is lacking. So Baba is telling, no one else has this spiritual knowledge. It is through this knowledge that you receive salvation. That is, you go to the land of peace and land of happiness. With this eye, with this knowledge, what we're going to achieve? If you go to a medical college, you'll become a doctor. So this university, it is a unique spiritual university in the whole world, where pure spiritual knowledge is given. And who is giving this? God is truth. He is giving this knowledge. No human being can give. Because human being is not having this awareness, who am I? The eternal truth, the eternal Father, the name is Satyam Shivam. Who is that? Who is that Father? Who is that God? Who is giving this knowledge? Knowledge that you receive salvation, that is, you go to the land of peace and land of happiness. You children have now been able to see how the land of happiness changes and become the knowledge of Maya, kingdom of Maya, the land of sorrow. You began to call out, show the path to the blind. On the path of devotion, although they have sacrificial fire, give donation and perform charity act, no one can find the path to the land of peace or the land of happiness. Each of you has to play your own part. The Father says, I too have received a part. On the path of devotion, show us the path to liberation and revelation in life. For this, they have so many sacrificial fire, give so many donations, perform charity act, and wander around so much in the land of peace and the land of happiness. There is no wandering, only you know this. Those people just know about studying the scriptures and worldly studies. They do not know this spiritual Father at all. The spiritual Father comes and gives knowledge at the time when he has to grant everyone salvation and the old world has to change. So you all want to change, or you like this old world? You want change? No, let it be. It is very good.
Want to be changed?
Now you have to take decision. You have to think. You want change Because all Baba's children, they feel, they realize, then they want change. He will accept all children's opinion. So all, you want to change or you like what is present, it is good. You want to stay more. That you have to decide. When you feel internally with proper understanding, not just somebody said something is going on. No, with understanding why we want change. And when the change will happen, what will happen? Next is what? That also you know. Not only change. The spiritual father comes and gives you knowledge at the time when he has to grant everyone salvation and the old world has to change. When you change from human into deities, it becomes one kingdom of deities over the whole world. And that is called heaven. The people of Bharat know this, know that the original eternal deity religion only existed in Bharat. There were no other religions at that time. It is now the confluence age for you children. And others, those who do not know this knowledge, they are in Iron Age. Now you ask where we are, in this confluence age or in Iron Age. All the rest of the people are in the Iron Age. You are now sitting at the most auspicious confluence age. Those who remember the Father and follow his Srimad are at the confluence age. All the rest are in the Iron Age. At present, there is no sovereignty or kingdom. Government functions through many opinions. In the Golden Age, the direction of just the one emperor rules the kingdom. There are no advisor. There they have no such power. Then when they become impure, they keep advisors act because no longer have that power. At present, it is the rule of pupil. In the Golden Age, who is going to rule? Because they follow the direction of one. They have that power. You are now receiving that power. And you will then rule independently for 21 births. That is your divine family. This is now your godly family. The Father says, when you consider yourself to be a soul and you remember the Father, unless I remember I am a soul, I cannot remember that supreme soul. If I remember, if I have little attention, I means a bundle of bones and flesh, body. Body feeling is there. I am a male, female. So I cannot remember him. The first condition in this university, if you want to do meditation, first realize, because unless I realize, there is no change. Unless I realize I am a sick, I never go to a doctor. Here I want to know, why I have to remember that Supreme Father? Who will going to remember? Why? That I must know. That first I have to realize. That is your divine family. This is now your godly family. The Father says, when you consider yourself to be a soul and you remember the Father, you belong to the godly family. If you become body conscious and forget the father, you belongs to devilish family. In a second, you belong to a godly community, and then in a second, you belong to a devilish community. It is so easy to consider yourself to be a soul and to remember the Father. It is very easy or it is very difficult. Since many life at present also, we see the body. We are in this body. Around me, everything is body. Then how to realize I am a soul, which cannot be seen? And how to remember whom you cannot see? How to remember him? So it is difficult or easy? Then you have to say, Baba, it is very difficult at this moment. Or it is very easy. Now you ask yourself, it is easy. The Father says, if you consider yourself to be a soul and remember the Father, your sins will be absolved. You have to act through your body. You cannot act without your body. You have to try to stay in remembrance of the Father while doing everything. However, even here, when you did not have anything else to do, you are unable to remember the Father. You forget. It is an effort. Not told to do devotion throughout the whole day. There is a fixed time there, either early in the morning, in the evening, or at night. Then their intellect keeps the mantras they receive. There are many scriptures that they study on the path of devotion. You do not have to study or write any books. These Murlis are printed in order to refresh you. Otherwise, none of the books will remain, all of them will be destroyed. Only the one Father has this knowledge. They have now named a building Gyan Vigyan Bhavan. You know, it is in Delhi. Even Madhuban also, Gyan Vigyan Bhavan. Those who came Madhuban, they know. As through they teach knowledge and yoga there, they just give such a name without any understanding. They do not know what Gyan and Vigyan are at all. Anybody knows what is Gyan and what is Vigyan? You know now Gyan and Vigyan through yoga, which is called Vigyan. You receive health, and this is Gyan, in which the history and geography of the world are explained to you. You have to know how the history and geography of the world repeat. However, that is the limited study. Here, you have the unlimited history and geography in your intellect of how we claim the kingdom, how and for how long we rule the kingdom, how we receive that kingdom. These things are not in the intellect of anyone. Only Father is knowledgeful. That's why it is said, ocean of knowledge. Only the Father explains to you how the world cycle turns. Because of not knowing the predestined drama, human beings say that so and so has gone to Nirvana, or that has to merge into the light. You know that all human beings come into this world cycle, that no one can be liberated from it. The Father explains a human soul leaves one body and takes another. You have to leave one body, you have to take another. Like this way. You will change this cloth. Today I wear this cloth, tomorrow I will change this cloth. I will leave this body, I will take another body. Like this way, you will change 8 maximum, 84. The drama is so huge. There is a soul in everyone, and that soul has an imperishable part recorded in him. This is called the predestined drama. Since it is called the drama, it is just surely have a duration. The Father explains the duration of the drama is how many years? 5,000 years. In the scriptures of the path of devotion, it has been written that the duration of the drama is hundreds of thousands of years. It was from this time when the Father came and taught you Raj Yoga that there is the saying that the Kauravas were in total darkness and that the Pandavas were enlightened. Those people think that the Iron Age still has 40,000 years to go. They do not know that God has come and that the death of this old world is standing ahead. Everyone is sleeping in the slumber of ignorance. When they see a war, they say that that is a sign of Mahabharat war. These rehearsals will continue to take place. Then they will eventually stop. You know that your establishment has not only that fully taken place at, it is not mentioned in the Gita that the Father taught easy Raj Yoga and established the kingdom here. They have shown annihilation in the Gita. It has been portrayed that everyone died and that the 5 Pandavas were saved. They too then melted away on the mountain. They do not know at all what happened through Raj Yoga. After listening, after doing Raj Yoga, what happened? The Father continues to explain everything. Those are limited matters. A limited Brahma, physical Father, created limited creation and sustain it, but does not inhalate it. A wife is adopted. The Father to come and adopt you. He says, I enter this one and give you children this knowledge. I create you children through this one. There is the Father and there is also the family. These are very deep matters. These are very profound and serious matters which sit in the intellect of hardly anyone, because it is a pure spiritual knowledge. Only clean, pure spiritual intellect can understand the spiritual language. That was Baba is telling always. First take 7 days course. Try to understand this syllabus, the basic knowledge. Then when you sit in Murli, we can understand, we can catch Baba's language because it is a spiritual language, not physical. The Father now says, first of all, consider yourselves to be a soul. A soul shed a body and takes another. It is the bodies that are given different names. Their names, forms, features, all, every. The features of one cannot be the same as another's. Each soul has his own features for each birth. Each one's act is fixed in the drama. That is why it is called the predestined drama. The unlimited Father now says, remember me, and your sins will be absolved. Without His remembrance, without His power, we cannot destroy. Just you keep a piece of paper in heavy sunshine. Constantly sun rays are falling on that paper. It never burn into ash. But the same paper, we require a convex glass. It just hold. The hand should not shake. In one point when you focus, within fraction of second you can burn it. It is not a miracle. It is a system. Concentration will bring perfection. Here meditation is develop your concentration. Why? To achieve perfection in our profession, in our study. Somebody is doing prayer, worship, anything. Concentration is necessary. When you children are on the pilgrimage of remembrance, there are many storms of Maya comes and there is a battle, but you must not be afraid. Maya is repeatedly break your remembrance. You will have such sinful thoughts that they will completely spoil your head. You still have to make effort. Do not worry. The Father has explained now. Lakshmi and Narayan were able to control their senses. They were completely voiceless. From whom did they receive these teachings? You children are now receiving teachings to become like them. They do not have any voice. There is no kingdom of Ravan there. The kingdom of Ravan comes into existence later. No one knows who Ravan is. There is also fixed according to the drama. People do not know the beginning, middle, or end of the drama. And they have therefore been saying, Neti Neti, neither this nor that. We do not know. What is that? Where is God? Where is He? Neti Neti. You are now making effort to become resident of heaven. Lakshmi and Narayan were the masters of heaven. Were they not? Those who bow down in front of the idols of them are tamopradhan, degraded human beings. The Father says, first of all, make one thing firm. Consider yourself to be souls and remember the Father. First condition it is, in this university, always you have to underline this. Consider yourself first. Unless you accept this, I am a soul. Unless I realize I am soul. Soul is positive. Then whatever I create, it is a positive vibration. Positive vibrations are light. They will go up. If I am not in that condition, I have not realized. I am doing meditation. It is effort. So we feel it is a labor. I have tried, I cannot. So here Baba is explaining. It is this that takes effort, just as you have a government job for 8 hours. So you are also now helpers of the unlimited government. You have to make effort to stay in remembrance for at least 8 hours. The stage of yours will then become so firm that you will not remember anyone else. You will then shade your bodies in remembrance of Father. The word is used, Antmati Sobati. If you are practicing since long period, at the last breath, whom you remember, that I have to ask now. Anytime anything may happen, there is no guarantee. The last moment, whom I will remember, then you will become the dead of the rose, beads of the rosary of victory. One king has so many subjects. The subjects too have to be created here. You will become the beads of the rosary of victory, who are worthy of being worshipped. There is also the rosary of 16,108 that remains in a big box. They never use always, only 8 and 108. 108 they wear, 8 they will keep in a hand and then they chant. This 16,108 they keep in a box sometimes, not always. There's a rosary of 8, then the rosary of 108, and then finally the rosary of 16,108. You children learn Raj Yoga from the Father and made the whole world into heaven. That is why you are worshipped. You are worthy of worship and have now become worshippers. This Dada says, I myself used to turn the beads of a rosary in the Lakshmi and Narayan temple. There should be in fact be the rosary of Rudra. You first become part of the rosary of Rudra and then the rosary of Rudra Vishnu. The first number rosary is that of Rudra, in which Shiva is also included. How could Shiva exist in the rosary of Rudra? That is the rosary of Vishnu. No one is able to understand these things. You now say that you are going to become the garland around Shiv Baba's neck. A rosary of Brahmins cannot be created. There is no rosary of Brahmins. Why? They are not stable. Today Brahmin, tomorrow they will become what? The more you say stay in this remembrance, the sooner you will go and rule the kingdom there. You cannot receive these changes. You cannot receive these teachings anywhere else. You know that you will now shed your old bodies and become resident of heaven. All the people of Bharat will receive resident of heaven. Bharat in particular was heaven. It is a matter of 5,000 years. It cannot be a matter of hundred of thousands of years. It is only 5,000 years. Because we trust, we keep faith in Baba. He is our father. Whatever he is telling, we have to accept. Just like mother is telling, he is your brother, she is your sister. We keep faith, we trust, we accept. We never argue. It is only 5,000 years since the deities came into existence. People have forgotten heaven, and so they just simply speak of it. Heaven, it won't like that. There cannot be such an ancient period. There is just the Sun dynasty, then the Moon dynasty, and then those of all other religions come. Of use old, what use word old things be. People buy so many of these things. They place so much value on old things. The most valuable is Shiv Baba. They make so many Shiva lingas. No one understands that a soul is just a tiny point. It has, it has an extremely subtle form. Only the Father explained that such a tiny point has such a big part recorded in it. So it is said, twinkle, twinkle, little star. This drama continues to repeat. You will not have this knowledge anywhere else. It disappears. So how could anyone then teach you easy Raj Yoga? They set and made up all that for the path of devotion. You children know now that three religions, Brahma, Brahmin, deity, and warriors, are being established by the Father for the future, new world. Other studies are for this birth. You will receive.
Ramnathbhai,
Yes.
we're going to have traffic control 7 o'clock.
Acha, 7:30 is here. Good.
Yeah.
Yes. After that, we'll continue. Now realize yourself, soul, and remember Baba.
Om Shanti. अंतर मन में ज्योति जगा लो, होगा दूर अंधेरा। शिव का कर लो ध्यान, आ रहा पावन पुण्य सवेरा। तुम हो कौन, कहाँ से आए, अपने आप को जानो। राजयोग के द्वारा अपना परम पिता पहचानो। इसी राजपथ पर चलकर तुम पालो अपना बसेरा। तुम हो आत्मा तन से न्यारे, परमात्मा को प्यारे। दिव्य गुणों को धारण करके योगी बनो दुलारे। ज्योति बिंदु ही तोड़ेगा ये माया मोह का घेरा। अंतर मन में ज्योति जगा लो, होगा दूर अंधेरा।
Shanti. Om Shanti. So, how could anyone then teach you easy Raj Yoga? They set and made up all of that for the path of devotion, whatever the scriptures, whatever is written for the devotion. You children now know that three religions, one Brahmins, Baba is establishing, deities and warriors, are being established by the Father for the future new world. Other studies are for this birth. You will receive the reward of this study in the new world. This study takes place at the confluence age. Now you have to study at this confluence age, the reward, the result, when you will get. This is the most suspicious confluence age. It must surely have been at the confluence age when you change from human beings into deities. The Father explains all the secrets to you children. Baba knows that you cannot stay in this remembrance all the time. It is impossible. Now you can say, Baba, it is possible now. Now you have free time. So easily we can remember. How would there be remembrance? There is a huge burden of sin on your heads. This is why Baba says, stay in remembrance. Keep a picture of the Trimurti in your pocket. However, you forget again and again. By remembering Alpha, you remember Beta Act. You should always have your badge with you. You must also have some literature. You can then give it to good people who are interested. Do not give as it is. First I have to see. If he is interested, then just you give, they will say, see, and they'll throw it out. It is a disregard. So first you have to understand if he is interested. Good people would never accept it free. They would ask, how much does this cost? Tell them. What will tell? This is given to poor people. Free, but otherwise you can give as much as you want. There has to be royalty. Your customs and systems should be totally distinct from those of the world. Royal people will give you something or other by themselves. You give this to everyone for their benefit. Some will study this knowledge and send you money. When they read, when they understand, yes, it is worth. It is a very good literature. Then they will send you money. They will give reward for that. You are the ones who incur expense. Tell them, we are using our bodies, mind, wealth to serve Bharat. That is what Baba is telling. Why we are doing this? For what purpose? What is the aim? Acha, to the sweet, beloved, long lost and now found children. Love, remembrance and good morning from the mother, the father, Bab Dada. The spiritual father
Says namaste
namaste to the spiritual children.
children.
All
And
are spiritual.
spiritual children says namaste to the spiritual father.
Because when I realize I am a soul, then we give namaste. And Baba is also giving namaste to spiritual children. Otherwise, whole world, in the whole world, those people all are godly children, but they do not know. Now, essence of dharana, for dharana. In order to help the unlimited government make effort to stay in remembrance. For how many hours? For at least 8 hours. It is possible? 8 hours. Here you have to understand remembrance is what? Yoga is what? And tapasya, intense meditation is what? There are difference. Remembrance while doing all the activities, while doing, we can just remember. Oh yes, Baba said this. Yesterday he said this. When you see somebody, Baba's children, oh, I have to tell him today's Murli point. So it is while doing all the activities, but you can do it. You have to make plan for that. Do not be afraid of obstacles that Maya causes in remembrance. Many obstacles, many problems will come. Second, belong to the godly community at this most auspicious confluence age. Belong to godly community at this most auspicious confluence age and follow God's direction. While doing anything, practice staying in remembrance of the one Father. While doing all the activities, what Baba is telling, what Baba has said. If I have to do this, what Baba is telling, what he said, how to do this. So, while doing all the activities, stay, practice you have to do this. It is not so easy because it's a new teaching. So you have to make plan while cooking, while driving, while walking, different time, different activities, different methods you have to adopt. Today's blessing. May you be a renunciate and elevated fortunate soul who plays the part of changing, from a beggar to a prince in a practical way. Now we have to think on this. Beggar to prince in practical way, not theoretically. Who is beggar? How I will become a prince? So Baba is giving clarity, explanation. Just as the future world, emperors will be a bestower. In the same way, let the sanskars of being a bestower emerge now. I have to give without any expectation. If he give, then I will give. Do not even have the thought that you will give salvation to someone. Only after taking salvation from someone else, if he give, then I will give. This is human understanding. When I realize I belong to a deity family, I am the king. When you have this awareness, then only it is possible, otherwise not. I am son of a great donor. This is known as beggar to prince. You yourself do not have any thought of taking what they will give. No expectation. I have to give. I am son of that Almighty. What the ordinary people, what they will give. So this understanding is there always in thought or in physical, in words, by action, even by thought, in subtle way. I have to give. That is called think positive. You are not a beggar of this temporary desire. Only such beggars are perfect images. Those who play the part of changing from beggar to prince, those who play the part of changing from a beggar to a prince in in the practical way, now are constant renunciation and have elevated fortune. With renunciation, you create your fortune for all time. You have to work, you have to think on that. It is human attitude, human nature. If he gives, then I will give. No, first I have to give. Slogan. In order to remain happy all the time, what I have to do? What we have to do? Always you want to be happy in this iron age. Or we are in this confluence age. Where everywhere, what is there? Surrounded me, surrounded you. So in this situation also, we can maintain that happiness. For that, what I have to do? So Baba is telling, be seated on the seat of a detached observer and observe every game. Whatever somebody is doing, just I am observing. I am a soul looking through this eye. If this awareness is there, I never get influence looking the adverse different situations. First, I have to understand, then I have to make a plan. Then I have to apply and see when particular adverse situation is coming in front of me. At that time, I was in which status, which stage, what was my feeling? Otherwise, it is called emotion, spiritual emotion, physical emotion. Emotion is what? There is no self-control. We get influence. Whenever you see something, yes, for that, what I have to do? We have to make a plan. How to control this emotion. So this is the slogan of today's Murli. Now, if anybody, now 5 minutes are there. If anybody wants to ask question on this Murli.
I think Ramnathbhai, you can share your experience in English for a few minutes and then you can start Hindi.
Yes. Now, if you ask
More like
experience.
interesting to hear your more experience.
Yes. So you may ask what experience. I will tell how I came in this knowledge. Because up to 9th, 10th standard, at the age of 10 to 12 years, I have studied Ramayana, Mahabharata, because my grandfather's brother was in Bombay, and after that he was in Haridwar. He was having many books in English. So he came at the age of 70 years in our home for eye operation. Then he was telling me, you read this. So I was reading. Then when I entered first year college, up to that Nobody has explained any scripture nowhere about the soul. You control your tongue. You control your sleep. You control this. Who? I means the body. No knowledge of soul. So when I came first time, college first, one brother came from another state and he do not know the local language. He was talking only in that Kannada language, South, and English. And nobody was speaking there in that college. So he came and sit along with me. And one professor asked one question in management that this body is eating, talking. Similarly, there is another body kept in temple. They are offering many things. But that statue is not speaking, not eating. Why? What's the difference? Then I asked that brother, what is your opinion? He said, I will show you today. I said, what you will show me? You will tell me to read books. You will take me to some temple. But his brother was a professor in another college. He knows about this knowledge. And he has explained, first that I am the one person, one who know this knowledge in that college. There were 5 colleges in that district. And how I get, after that, I took 2 years to ask many questions. Each day I used to come 5 o'clock. It is far away. I used to come 5 o'clock, 5:30 to 9 o'clock. We used to walk on a seashore and we used to discuss, that professor and I. What is explained in Gita? Who is Brahma? He has created, how he has created the whole universe. Like this way, I took 2 years to understand all the knowledge. And whatever I used to listen, and I used to explain my grandfather. Before that, he was telling, do not listen others' knowledge. They will deceive you. It is the scripture, the Vedas, is a true knowledge. Then I explained, you never said me about the soul. He kept quiet. He said, what they have said. I was explaining. So he said, yes, what explain? Each day he was asking. And at the age of 80, 85, he came to center and said, yes, this is real, true knowledge. First, I have to study. I have to understand. Then I have to explain. After that, there were 100 brothers and sisters from that college. Till now, everywhere in the whole, I think right now there is one brother in America. He just 2-3 months before came to America. He is from Bangalore. He was working in telephone exchange. Now he is retired. He came for some purpose, not 2-3 months before. There are many brothers and sisters still. First I have to understand. Then I have to explain others. So always I used to keep 7 days course, the book along with me. Whenever somebody is asked, I was looking just, I never see here and there. Then they will ask, what you are reading this? So it is a chance to explain them. So like this way I came in this knowledge. Then you may ask, how you came in Madhuban? I never done any service in center. I do not know. When I came after my education in Bombay, we have my sister's husband, he was a director of a solvent extraction plant, just like Hindustan Liver in Bombay. So they take raw materials from that industry, Hindustan Liver, and re-refine it. So it is called solvent extraction, edible oil, non-edible. When I came for some purpose in Bombay after education, and at that time he want to go to Indonesia. He said, for a few days you stay here. I said, I do not like this. By phone, I said, no, I have to go tomorrow. He said, only 1 week, you stay. Then, okay. I do not know anything about that. I used to go and sit there and I used to read all the file. What is this system? How they are doing that is called purifying this oil. And within, I think I have done many experiments in laboratory because free time. Till I am not a scientist, I have not studied science. I have studied management. So I have done many experiments. All the seeds, it contains oil, 1%, 2%. For example, this cloth, that starch we use, it is a powder of that is tamarind seed. It contains 4% oil. And I have done that experiment in laboratory. Easily we can remove that oil. Then that powder is very fine. The starch is very white. The cloth when you use as a starch, you can see very white. One person came, one industrialist from Japan at that time, and they asked, it is possible to remove this oil 1% from this powder? I said, why 1%? All 4% we can remove. No, it is not possible. I will show you. I have shown him within 1 minute. Then he said, I want to start this industry here. So like this way, I started this. Then I used to go regularly in Bombay class. But at that time, very small center, only we used to sit on floor. There was a plastic carpet. 1 hour meditation, 1 hour Murli class, 2 hours I have to sit on the floor. So legs, so you will get pain. So what to do? I cannot, because body is not fit, then we cannot concentrate. So I used to bring two napkins and I put below the legs and I used to sit. But another brother was sitting along with me. Very short place with touching. And after 1 minute, he get pain. He will change his leg and he will shake me. I cannot sit comfortably. What I have to do? I know I was only for 2-3 days I used to come this center. Then 2-3 days another center. Very close in Bombay. Till one day I have a thought. I have to do something. There was a small sister. She was reading Murli. Then next day I said, sister, if possible, whatever may be the cost. So you can put here form, otherwise some gaddis, something. So they all can sit comfortably. She said, I will tell my Didi. I said, okay, it's left to you. Next, after 2 days, there they put form on the floor. And fourth day, she said to me, actually only 2 days I used to come, but 4-5 days I stay there. So she said, Didi want to talk to you. I said, now it is 8 o'clock, I have to go. Then she came, she said, you are sitting accurate in meditation. You are fully concentration. But I have one thought, you must go to Madhuban. Tomorrow one sister is going, so you go along with her. I said, no, I cannot. I'm very busy. I cannot go. And I said, no, and came back. Whole night, I do not have sleep. Only one thought. You born just to eat 2 pieces of bread? You want money or you want God? Again and again that question is coming. What you want? Why you came on this earth? To eat only 2 pieces of bread? What you want? Then I said, no, I want. But how to go? Yes, only for 2 days. Because that fabrication, the work is going on. I can go. Next day morning I came and I said, okay, I will go. She has written a letter. 8 days you can stay. But my plan was only for 2 days. And I stay for 8 months first time. And I came first time, 8 months. Because when I came, at that time, they used to write Murli by hand, by putting carbon. There was a machine. They do not know how to use it. This somebody came and said me, I came to know that you know about industries machine. I said, I do not know. But till you see there is a one machine. I have seen it's a printing press. You can print many things. I read that book and I started printing. And Didi Manmohin used to come each hours, used to come and see what you are doing. And I said, Didi, you stand here. I can take your photo. No, it is possible. I said, yes. And then that is Gyan Murli, the word Gyan Murli started there. Then they have faith on, oh, he can do many things. So like this way, I stay first time. I do not know what is seva. And I used to, each day night, I used to talk in Bombay. You do this, you do this. I used to guide them. And I stay first time 8 months. Means if you are serving Baba without any desire, he will keep you in his heart. He will, how Baba has called me. Why? Otherwise, I was in Bombay. And no obstacle, no problem. Nobody has put me any condition. Because they know regularly he is to going. There were others also, they are also doing till it is going on. No obstacle, nobody stopped me, nobody said me anything. But only father said, if you want to do anything, you do in your home. Why you go there? I said, I come and I go. Whenever I want, I used to come. Bombay, I will come. But I never came. First time, 8 months. Afterwards, I stayed. That time, only 40 brothers and sisters were there. Means if you are serving without any desire, I have not done the service for me. I used to bring 2 napkins for my purpose, for my safety, to give happiness to others, serve to humanity. I have to give for them some solution for them, not for me, selfless service. So like this, say how I came, Madhuban, and up to 9, I came in 1978 in Madhuban. I came 72, first year college, 4 years education, 2 years in Bombay. After stateway, after education, after 2 years stateway, I came to Mount Abu. Now in front of you, there are many. And once it is 8 o'clock, so how I started practicing meditation also. Initially, once Didi, that is Manohar Dadi, she said me, so you must come in the evening and sit in history hall for meditation. Exact 5:30 you come, 5:30 to 6. Half an hour you sit. Otherwise, Didi Manmohan is to come and sit there. So like this way, meditation in history hall. After that, early in the morning, 4 to 4:45, each day when Vishwaratan Dada, when he was outside, when he goes somewhere else, then he used to tell me, you must sit, come and sit there. So like that, my interest was meditation, because it is a very difficult subject. How to make it easy? Because experience is authority. Information is not authority. Many things have been explained. Today also Baba said many things. You remember always how. For that, first I have to practice. For me, it must be very clear. Then I can keep before others. It's why it is said, share your experience, not information. Do not read and tell others. You share your experience, how I am doing. Okay? Thank you. If
So let's,
anybody want,
anyone have a question?
yeah.
English speaking, because now Hindi wala also joined. Anybody raise your hand if you have a question for English. Ramnathbhai, they are very contained now, last 2 months, because so many, like question is answer. So why don't you can conduct meditation and
Yes.
they can live, okay?
Yes, good. Okay.
You can guide the meditations, guided meditation,
Yes.
you can? Okay.
Yes, okay. Om Shanti. I am a star sitting in the middle of forehead. A white shining star. How peaceful I am. How clean, pure. I am very bright star. I realize myself a independent star sitting in the middle of forehead. These five elements are different. Just like the stars are hanging in sky. They are not touched to sky. Here is also. I am not touched. I am independent, separate. How peaceful, no other thoughts. Just I am realizing how I am a white star. A light is shining. I see myself. How bright, pure I am. If I want to do some work, then I use this body. Otherwise, no, I am detached. I am separate. Now I realize I am son of that Almighty who is ocean of knowledge, who is ocean of pure, who is ocean of love. I belongs to him. He is my father. He is my teacher. He's teaching me. He's guiding me. I always keep his company. I never feel I'm alone. I'm always along with him. He guide me, child. You should not do this. Child, you do this. He give me touchings. As per his guidance, I do each action. So I'm always happy. I'm always peaceful. No fear, no worry, because I'm not alone. I'm along with my powerful Father. So my life is peaceful. My all activities are accurate. I never disturb others. In my each thought, I remember him, what my father is telling. Before doing each action, I ask my father, my dad, I can do this. Always I am getting pure touchings. So I feel I'm safe. No worry, no fear. I always feel his company. He is protecting me. He's guiding me. I never feel aloneness. I always realize I am not alone. I am along with my powerful, pure, knowledgeful Father. He loves me, He guides me, and He protects me. I am safe. And I follow Him. Whatever each day He is teaching, that is Srimad, I remember, and I will guide others also, share with others.